Hello, whoever's listening. My name is Leslie, and if you haven't seen anything from me before, I am a psychic, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, remote viewer, Reiki master, blah, blah, blah. I got permission to share this story that I feel is really important for people to know. And this is about purgatory, or what we would consider hell, okay? Yesterday, on Mother's Day, I was talking to a girl who I consider to be not only a friend, but like a little sister. And she had lost her parents when she was really young, and she was raised by her grandma. And yesterday, we were talking. It was Mother's Day. It was a hard day for her. And both of her mom and grandmother came to see me and talk to her through me. And then she had asked me about her dad. And this is going to be really tough to hear, but you got to hear it. She asked me about her dad, and her mother and grandmother both said, nope, he's not welcome here. And hold on a second, there's a plane going overhead. I have an Air Force base nearby. Can you imagine like dozens of those planes in the sky over a battlefield? It's pretty loud, huh? So she asked me about her dad, and both of her grandmother and mother piped up and said, oh no, he's not welcome here. And she's like, what do you mean? And then I hear her grandmother say, he's the kind of house guest you don't want to have. And I was just like, whoa, okay. So then I started tapping into his energy the more he was coming in. And I had just had to be honest with her. I says, I see him in a cave. It's very dark. And there's spider webs. Like I kept on seeing him getting caught up in this spider web. And she was just like, whoa. And I go, yeah. I go, the more I was, watching it, it was like he would be in this zombie state of mind in the middle of this cave. And every now and then he'd like get up and just, in this zombie state of mind, wander around and trying to get out. And then every time he would try to get out, the entranceways were just covered with these spider webs. And then he'd get all caught up in them and get really scared and cry and scream and wiggle himself out and then get back into the cave. And when I told her this, she almost had a heart attack because she started writing back to me like wildfire. She says to me, when they were kids, her and her sister, he used to try to make them afraid of spiders because he was afraid of spiders. I swear to God, I had no idea about this at all. And then when I said like the zombie state of mind, she replied, well, he was a heroin addict and on coke and pills and alcohol. He was completely addicted to drugs and alcohol, like severely. So when he died from an overdose, he was still in that state of mind, okay? So when I saw him in this place that she is assuming she said to me, "Is this purgatory?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just seeing him in this place." And then she asked me if there was any way that she could help redeem him. And I was like, "Well, I don't know. Let me think. Let me see." So I tap in. And you know what the answer to all this is? What hell is all about? Is this is exactly what it was answered to me, and I'm just gonna say it just to get it out. It's wicked hard to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Ready? When you die and you get your life review, whatever, you get to see who you were as a person in everybody else's point of view and the point of view from everybody in heaven and whatever you want to call it, the spirit side, okay? So you've got an audience watching your life review with you. It's not just this private viewing in a little room. Everybody sees it with you. And then it's you, yourself, that decides if you're worthy to enter into heaven or go into this thing called purgatory. And it turned out that he put himself there, and he is punishing himself for all these things that he did wrong on earth by the thing that he feared the most, the spiders. So he feared spiders the most on earth, and the spiders are tormenting him, his soul, in the afterlife right now. And then she's like, "Well, can't I help get him to redeem himself?" And it was, no, you can't. The only thing that can get them out of there is themselves. Like when they feel like they have resolved their problems, and I heard the word satisfied the punishment for their wrongdoings, is when they can themselves be finished with the punishment. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, how they end up getting that resolved, because it just seemed like it was just a revolving loop over and over and over. It was this constant zombie-like state, and then I got to get out of here, and then trying to get out, and then getting stuck in the spider webs, getting out of the spider webs, and then getting back into the zombie state. And it was like this loop, this cycle over and over again that he put himself in, and that he's the only one that can get him out. So I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't even seem like these words I'm speaking are even explaining the magnitude of what I'm saying. And then at the end of the conversation with her, it led me back to that movie, What Dreams May Come, with Robin Williams. And then I heard my spirit guides tell me to tell her that in that movie, she also put herself there because she felt that's what she deserved. So resolve your problems before you die. Resolve them every night before you fall asleep. Do the best you can. Live with love and compassion in your heart. And I don't know, try to stay away from this place, because it was something that looked like it was very, very difficult to get out of. Once you feel like you need to punish yourself, there was no time limit to it. There was no time limit to it at all. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And maybe something else will come up to clarify that in the future. But as of right now, that was a heavy load, wasn't it? So let me know what you think. And maybe if you've had any experience with that yourself, or have any questions, or want a reading. I apparently have an ability to contact the dead on a whim. So, I don't know. Let me know. Okay, well, have a good night. Bye.